hear me, guys? That was loud. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the dedication of Book of Shadows that I'm going to be doing on the full moon. So I just wanted to do a pre-dedication video so that if you want to dedicate your own Book of Shadows, you can do it on the same day. And then I'm going to upload my video at the end after I've done mine. And I'm going to have some questions at the end of it. So if you do yours, you can kind of follow along and answer the questions. And if you find this video a little later on, you can do it at the next full moon. I'm just going to kind of go over some things that we're going to need. Some things that you need to check out. I've got lots of links that I'm going to put in the description, and you can check those out. So, the first thing we're going to talk about when doing any kind of magic is to look at an ephemeris. What is an ephemeris? Okay. An ephemeris is kind of like a calendar, but it shows the movement of the planets. Why is this important? Because you don't want to do magic during a void of course. You've probably heard of a void of course or seen VOC or something on a calendar. What is a void of course? Void of course is when the moon is not making a major aspect to any other planet. This means that anything started during that time will not pan out. So it's like a little resting point between, like the moon is going from Leo to Virgo as it becomes full this month. So there's going to be a little point in time between when it goes from Leo to when it goes to Virgo that it's going to be void. And during that time, anything that you do magically or mundanely, just anything that you start, if you start it during a void, it's going to go and just fizzle out. It's just not a good time to do anything except maybe meditate or just continue doing something that you've been doing. But if you start something during that time, you're going to have to work extra hard to make it happen. So, the void, of course, can last anywhere from a few minutes to a couple of days. Now, I have this website that I go to all the time to check on the moon phases. I'm going to put it in the description. And I like it because there's no calculating, if you're in the central time zone, which is what I am, I'm in the central time zone, add this many hours or subtract this many hours to find out your time. It actually gives its ephemerides in the time zone that you're living in. I think you have to click something to let it know, but then after that, when you come back to it, and bookmark it, because you'll be back to it all the time. When you click it, it just goes straight to it, and it has like the past month, the previous month, and the next month on the website, but you can also pay a certain fee, I can't remember exactly how much, for like a year's ephemeris. And it's a free site, but they do have a donate button, a support button. So if you are feeling generous or have a little extra to go around, then, it's really a great site, and I'm sure they would appreciate whatever you can give them. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the upcoming full moon. That's when I'm going to be doing my Book of Shadows dedication. And the next full moon is on February the 18th. And it begins at 2:35 a.m. Central, which is my time. But the void, of course, also begins at 2:35 a.m. Central and lasts until 3:39 a.m. So, I'll not be doing it during that time. The good news is, I have that day off. So, I'm going to be doing it that night. I have no idea exactly what time, according to what's going on. Hopefully, it's going to be just kind of a low-key kind of day. But you never know. So, anytime that night, I'm going to be doing it. Once I'm done, I'm going to upload it. And hopefully, if you're doing this along with me, you'll be doing it too. Maybe you could video it, do a video of it, and video response, upload it, send it to me. I'd love to watch it. As always, I would love to watch any of the video responses you guys do where you're doing your own thing, but, going along the same. Anyway, you know the drill. Okay. So, in A Witch's Grimoire, which is the book that I'm kind of loosely following for creating my Book of Shadows, it talks about dedicating. It's got a very simple, short dedication of your Book of Shadows to Sophia. I don't like to do anything with any god or goddess unless I know something about them. So, I decided to check out Sophia, and I'm going to put some links to the websites that I found on Sophia in the description. But I have to say, I'm liking Sophia. I'm liking Sophia a lot. She is the goddess of wisdom, and she's also the Grail goddess. And just a lot of really neat things. And when I read all this stuff, I was like, wow, I really feel a connection to Sophia. That's awesome. So she's depicted as more angelic. She's, like I said, the goddess of wisdom. She is depicted as beautiful with a red gown and red angelic wings, and her symbols are the crescent moon, the dove, and the grail. There are some gorgeous pictures of her on these websites. Now, I'm hoping to do another video between now and then where I'm going to make some red angel wings to wear during my dedication. And I'm going to be doing that video with Kitty. Alright, so here are the things that you're going to need, and I'm going to do an explanation of why you'll need them. But here are the things you're going to need if you're going to do this ritual, this dedication. And I've kind of composed it. I was inspired by several different sources. I'm going to get to those because I don't like, every now and then I like really simple rituals, but for something important, I like the whole dog and pony show. So, here's what you'll need. Sangria. I'm going to put a link in below for a Halloween sangria mix that looks more like blood. Why? Because she's the Grail goddess. We're talking about sacred blood, right? Okay. So if you want to make non-alcoholic sangria, you can use the same recipe, but instead of using wine, you can use cherry juice or cranberry juice. That would probably be pretty good, actually. If you use a sweeter juice, you probably won't need to add the sugar, but if you use something like cranberry juice, you probably will. Alright, so sangria, a goblet, grail, or chalice. I know, it's kind of all the same thing, but there's subtle differences. Apple date bread, and I'm going to put the link below to the recipe that I'm using. And except I'm not going to put the coconut in it because I hate coconut. One of the foods that is traditionally offered to Sophia is the date. That's why I'm doing this bread, because I'm going to be doing an offering. An image of Sophia, and like I said, there's some beautiful ones on the website, and all you have to do is save it as a picture on your computer and then print it out, and then maybe you could print it out on some photo paper or some cardstock and cut it out and frame it or do something special with it, just so you have that connection. If you're going to do a different goddess, put her image on there. Another good goddess of wisdom, intelligence is Sarasvati. I just find that if you have an image of the deity on your altar, it's easier to connect to them. I'm going to be using the one that is of Sophia, and she's got the crescent moon in her belly, and she's holding a grail, and there's a dove flying before it. I just think it's so beautiful. I'm going to use 2 white illuminator candles because we're going to be doing this at night in the dark, and you want to be able to see without artificial light. I'm going to use a yellow candle in the south, and the yellow is representative of wisdom and flame for south. I'm going to be putting it in a candle holder that has a little finger hole, because you're going to pass the flame over the book. If you don't have that, that's fine, but you might want something either like a pillar candle so that it's easier to pick up and move over without getting wax on everything, including yourself. Hot wax can burn. Some people don't like that. Okay. You will need, and this is optional, you can cast a circle with your finger. But if you don't want to cast a circle with your finger, you'll need a wand or an athame. I'm going to be using an athame, just because that's me. You're going to need holy water for the west, a pentacle for the north. In the east, we're going to use incense. If you want to make your own wisdom incense, that's fine. I'm just going to use stick incense because I just have better luck with it than I've ever had with making my own. Or I can make my own. It's wonderful, but for some reason I've never found one of those little charcoal things that doesn't just fizzle out really fast. So, I'm going to use a joss stick, and you can use either clove, rose, or rosemary. Clove for protection and wisdom. Rose because it is sacred to Sophia. Or rosemary, and I can't remember the exact reason. I'll put it in the description below because my brain is really fried right now. For banishing, I'm going to use a sage stick, a smudge wand. You don't have to. You can asperge, you can just sweep, or do this number, sweep with a broom. Whatever you want to do to banish negativity from your sacred space. You're going to need a lighter or matches. I prefer a lighter. Some people prefer matches. I don't like that smell. And a candle sniffer. Alright, so if you'd like to do this ritual too, I'm going to put a script in the description. My description is going to be so full of everything. Just put everything in there. You enjoy it. Have fun with it. Look through all the links. Look through all the sites. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I was inspired for this ritual and got a lot of my material and kind of mished and mashed it together. And here are my sources. Always cite your sources, right? A Witch's Grimoire by Judy Ann Nock. Silver's Book of Shadows by Silver Ravenwolf. And a boon ritual is where I got my quarter calls, and I'm going to give you a link to that in the description too. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing the actual video as I do the ritual. Then, after that, I'm going to do some follow-up questions about how it went, if I felt a change in what I was doing, a change in the environment, a change in my Book of Shadows. So, should be a lot of fun. Alright, so I'm going to go. The dog is licking dirt out of the car. Stop that. Stop that, puppy. Does bad. Don't lick dirt out of the car. Alright, so, love you guys. And, hopefully I'll be doing another video soon about how to make those wings. And I'll see you guys later. Blessed be.